StadiumDB.com presents UEFA Europa League Stadiums Season 2024-2025. Welcome! European football is not just about the Champions League. There is no lack of amazing venues and interesting clubs in the Europa League either. In this video, however, we will see all the arenas of this tournament. We will start with the smallest stadium and end with the largest, which even people who are not football fans know. So, it's time to move to frosty Norway. We begin our journey in the far north, in the town of Bodø in Norway, one of the best places in Norway to watch the Northern Lights. The club itself has only been known for the wider fan community for a short time. From Norway we move south to Bulgaria, where the club that has dominated the Bulgarian league for years plays. In the 2024-2025 season, Ludogorets will take on teams such as Athletic Bilbao. Latvia is a country with a slightly growing importance on the map of European football, led by FK RFS, based in Riga. Daugava Stadium is a venue with a long history, having opened in 1927. The Czech team is based at the stadium, which is located in a city known worldwide for its beer production and Skoda factory. Viktoria will face Manchester United here in the 2024-2025 season. Arena Herning opened in 2004. In the summer of 2022, the expansion of the East Stand began. The investment created an adjacent three-story pavilion, which mainly housed new VIP arenas and skyboxes. Built for €12 million in 2005, Borås Arena will host AS Roma this season, for example. The club from Sweden has reached the national title 6 times and won the Swedish Cup twice. Slavia Prague, multiple national champions, regularly take on European rivals here, and that is also the case this time. At home, however, it will not play against very big clubs. The most famous team will be Ajax. One of the Dutch clubs in the competition, AZ Alkmaar, will play in the last stadium on a list which does not have a 20,000 capacity. Among others, Galatasaray will be coming to the Netherlands. Budapest is home to a stadium where the country's most successful club plays, Ferencváros. There are several new venues in the capital and Budapest, making it an ideal place for football travel. Daugava Stadium is a venue that, in addition to its sporting qualities, has extensive commercial facilities. On top of that, there are as many as 54 lodges, which is one of the highest numbers in Sweden. The stadium in Anderlecht has been rebuilt several times in its history, and the attendance record was set in 1980, where there were more than 38,000 fans in the stands. Thessaloniki, Greece's second-largest city, is an important cultural and historical center, but also a sporting one. It is very hot in the stands of the venue, but PAOK's more interesting matches will be played away. We move to Serbia, where Maccabi Tel Aviv will be playing. An interesting statistic about this stadium is that in 1957, an electronic scoreboard was put into operation here, and it has lasted as long as 55 years. In its first decade, the facility of Twente was called Arca Stadion. Later, the name was bought out by the nearby Rolls Brewery. Lazio and Besiktas, among others, will play here. In Germany, Pre-Zero Arena is surrounded by car parks like stadiums in the USA. This is because it's not located in the center of major city, because there simply isn't one nearby. Tottenham will come to this stadium soon. The Rocky Stadium in Prague is one of the most original and picturesque in the world. A bit of Portuguese warmth will be felt by the Bodø team coming to Braga this season. The highest attendance were recorded here during Euro 2004. Tofik Baramov Republican Stadium is not the club's home venue. Construction of a national stadium of Azerbaijan began back in 1939, but was halted with the outbreak of World War II. Located in Piraeus, Georgios Karaiskakis Stadium was originally built for the first modern Olympics in 1896. After decades of changes, the venue is still in operation, and this time it will host more European teams, including Rangers. We are halfway through all the stadiums we will see in this year's Europa League, so the biggest venues are ahead of us. Before we go any further, you can like the video and subscribe. Allianz Riviera is one of the most underrated stadiums in the world. The Wilmot TSG studio was responsible for its design, envisaging a simple facility covered in translucent panels. Among others, Nice will be visited by the club whose stadium we are about to see now. Looking at the teams the Spanish team Sociedad plays against, it is the favorite to advance further from the league stage. Real play in a stadium somewhat similar to the one in Nice. Thanks to a recent renovation, it has changed a lot and can be counted among the best facilities in Spain. Athletic or Eintracht will be coming to Istanbul this season. The Beşiktaş Stadium sits amidst urban development where there was not much space. The Europa League final will be held here next season. Stade Roi Baudouin is one of the most forgotten stadiums on this list. The Belgian team will not play at this historic venue and will instead move for matches in Europa League to an arena that seats almost 50,000 spectators. We return to Portugal as Porto will also play in Europa League. The club will be one of the favorites for the competition. The team is playing in an arena that will serve as the home of the 2030 World Cup. Porto will compete here against Manchester United. The second but not last club from Turkey, Mourinho's team failed to advance to Champions League and they will not find it easy in the competition either. Lyon, for example, will be coming to Istanbul. Ibrox is one of the oldest stadiums in Europa League history. The Rangers facility was opened back in 19th century. However, the arena is still appreciated thanks to the fan experience. This time the hottest clash in Glasgow will be against Spurs. It is in Bilbao that the final match of the 2024-25 Europa League will take place. But before we know the winner on this pitch, it is Athletic who will play their matches. The team from the Basque country are favorites in all their league phase matches, which puts them in a good position when it comes to fighting for the final at home. The last of the Turkish clubs, Galatasaray, will be playing at a venue with a capacity of more than 50,000 spectators. The team, which is full of stars who once played for clubs in the top 5 leagues, will generate a lot of excitement, and there will be plenty of that in the stands too. Probably not many people expected a team from Romania at this stage of the film. However, FCSB plays at the National Stadium. The 2012 Europa League final took place in this stadium, where Simeone's Atletico met Bielsa's Bilbao. Atletico won 3-0 after 2 goals by Falcao. The last team from the Netherlands in our video, Ajax, will play in a very famous and distinctive stadium. 2 Turkish teams, Beşiktaş and Galatasaray, will come to the capital. It has already hosted Champions League and Europa League finals. The Ukrainian team will play in Germany, as will Shakhtar Donetsk, who will compete in the Champions League in Gelsenkirchen. Dinamo will play against 2 Rome teams in the competition. We stay in Germany but move to Frankfurt, where Eintracht will take on 3 teams they should win against. This team's stadium will host the final match of the Europa League in 2027. It was also recently the home of Euro 2024. Olympique's stadium is one of those where Eintracht Frankfurt will come. The facility was inaugurated ahead of Euro 2016 and cost 410 million euros. It is the first such huge private football facility in France. We move to London, home to many historic stadiums. Although Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is one of the newer ones in the whole country, it is already very recognizable, and its modernity is also used by the NFL authorities. In terms of stadiums, North London is white. Stadio Olimpico is the only stadium on a list that will serve 2 teams in the Europa League. The legendary venue is one of 2 that exceed 70,000 spectator capacity. In Italy, it is second only to San Siro, where 2 teams will play in the Champions League. Finally, we have a facility that extremely divides fans. On the one hand, the Theatre of Dreams is a legendary venue, while on the other, it doesn't match the standards of the third decade of the 21st century. Either way, it is the biggest stadium in the Europa League. It is in Manchester that we conclude our adventure, which has taken us from Scandinavia to Azerbaijan. Which stadium deserves to be the one that stands out the most? Write in the comments, and we're already saying goodbye to prepare the next videos. See you there!